Good morning, children. We are studying the chapter Social Groups. There are many types of social groups. We have already studied primary groups, secondary groups, and the reference groups. Our today's topic is in-group, out-group, and the public. So let us understand the meaning and features of public. What is public? In common speech, the term public is often confused with the people, but in reality, public is a part of the people. Generally speaking, a fairly large section of the people who share some common opinion, desire, or interest, but who are not organized and are scattered all over are called the public. For example, we speak of reading public, the sport loving public, the politics loving public, etc. Here are some of the definitions of public. The first one has been given by Ogburn. Public are inclusive interest groups, usually with divergent opinions concerning social issues. Then second definition given by Shetler, the public is a group of individuals who are united together by a common interest or objective. The third definition given by Horton and Hunt is a public is a scattered group of people who share an interest in a particular topic. So we have seen that public is not an organized group, but it is a kind of scattered group. So on the basis of the given definitions, now let us discuss the nature of public. The first point is, it is a dispersed group. Unlike the crowd, the public is a dispersed group. It never meets together. Its interaction takes place through the media of mass communication. Second feature is, it is a deliberative group. There is interchange of ideas between the members of public. It is characterized by deliberation, discussion, exchange of ideas, and quest for new facts. The members debate the issue and try to reach a consensus. Then another feature is, it is having a definite issue. There is a definite issue before the public. The only thing that members of a public need to have in common is interest in an issue. It may be any issue like economic issue, or political issue, local issue, national or international issue. Then fourth point is lack of organization. The public does not have any form or organization. It does not have any kind of we feeling. The public is a kind of shapeless group whose size and membership varies with the issue. Then there are two more points, like a public has core members and fringe members. The core members are those who exert the most influence on the decision that is made. And the last is, an individual may be a member of many publics at the same time. So all these are the features or nature of public. Now let us discuss some differences between public and crowd. Firstly, there is a physical contact among the members of a crowd, whereas the members of a public are scattered at several places. Secondly, the public is a much bigger group than the crowd. Thirdly, the crowd is influenced by the spoken word. The public is influenced by the printed word. In the crowd, there is contagion through contact. In the public, there is contagion without contact. Fourthly, matters in a public are discussed and debated in a critical manner. In a crowd, no critical discussion is possible. So, all these are the differences between public and crowd. Now, the next type of group is called in-group. We see that our society is composed of several types of groups. As individuals need to interact with others for different reasons on varying interests due to multifarious need satisfaction and to maintain our social identity. So, what is an in-group? The group with which an individual can identify himself and is most comfortable while interacting with the members of those groups is called in-group. Individual is more or less independent in choosing the in-group, being guided by his own liking and interest. In case of primary group, often the society creates the conditions and individuals may not have any choice. However, in-group can always be selected and nurtured by the individual member. In-group is based on the we feeling. These are the features or characteristics of in-group. First one is in-group is based on we feeling, a very strong we feeling, which implies the members are very close to each other and they are ready to accept themselves as they are without any special effort. Second, most of the interests are common and there is such an affinity among them that they may sacrifice some of the differences even to be within the group. Third, they have some common features and they love to maintain those features in a common manner. Fourth, members of in-group maintain cordiality among themselves and they are always ready to cooperate in any circumstance. Generally, they do not criticize the members in front of others and try to protect the group interest as a whole. Fifth is, members of in-group take pride in each other's achievement, reward or success. This in-group attachment helps the members to improve and maintain our solidarity, which in turn assures them of security and satisfaction. Here are some examples of in-group. In-group can be one's family, neighborhood, friend circle, even community or nation. Now let us discuss out-group. Out-group is just opposite to in-group. Individuals prefer to identify themselves in context of something else and in contrast to another group. Whenever they form in-group, they need to compare it with another group and that is considered as distant and alien, formal and comparable. This group is designated as out-group in terms of sociology. It means out-group for a person is that group where he is not a member. For example, there are husband and wife. At home, they belong to the same group, which is their in-group. But husband is a doctor and he is working in a hospital. Wife is a teacher and she is working in a school. So the hospital is in group for the husband, but it is out group for the wife because she is not the member of that hospital. In the same way, the school is an in group for the wife, but it is an out group for the husband as he is not the member of that school. So, members of an in group is generally critical of an out group. We have seen that the members of in group cooperate with each other in their in group, but they become critical of an out group. Then the characteristic features of out group members are considered as not acceptable because in group, out group both are having their own characteristics. Then they are addressed with suspicion and a reason for protectiveness is related to such a group. I am going to give you some examples. In connection to national identity, the migrants or the members of another nation are always considered as out group. Their success, pride, or achievements always lead to a cause for competition and often conflict. If migrants come from other countries crossing territorial borders, they are treated as out-group members, and even after settling, they take a long time to be incorporated in the new country. Even within a local community, outsiders are not accepted very easily. It takes a long time to integrate them in the locality. So these are the examples of out-group. The relationship between in-group and out-group may change with social context and time. So this is all about in-group and out-group. Now this chapter is over. We have studied all types of social groups which are in our syllabus.